Hey everyone, it's been a while since the last video. I'm really sorry for that. I know I'm kind of like a broken record at this point because in the last few videos I was like, all right, I've built this whole new setup to speed up the video making process. Like the microphone audio is already like good as I'm recording it. There's already LUTs on the cameras. I don't have to do this extra editing. But like most things, real life hits. So I mentioned a while back that I'd actually moved to Singapore a while ago. Basically, it's almost been a year now, come to think about it. But the job has been going well. In fact, it's probably been going too well because we just hit this really crazy period that's really caused me to like have to take a break in making videos for a bit. But I think we're finally catching up to it. But let me explain to you a little bit about, what I do and kind of like the process behind it. So if you don't know, I work for Elephant, which is basically an esports and marketing company, and I work on the esports side. I guess I do a combination of project management, league operations, and all this crazy stuff. But if you haven't put together events before, you would think that the most busiest time would be when you're actually streaming the event. But in reality, there's like 3 phases to an event, right? So there's the pre-production phase, there's the actual event production, and then there's like the post-op recap stuff. And the last 2 phases, usually aren't that crazy. You just go in there, you have a plan, and you broadcast the event, then you do some after action reports and talk about it, hopefully improve for the next project. But for at least these kind of projects, the bulk of the time is in the pre-production phase. And the pre-production phase for esports events, it can really vary on the scale of the project, but we've taken on some pretty massive projects recently. Some multi-regional, multinational, multilingual esports broadcasts, and basically they've overlapped on top of each other, the pre-production phase. So there's just been all this prep, getting things translated, talking to people, briefing them, and pretty much my weekends slowly disappeared for about a month or so now. So we're finally kind of catching up and the events are actually launching. So now we're in that production phase. So hopefully my time will creep back and I can make some videos a bit more often. But yeah, if you are ever curious about like what goes behind the scenes of planning an event and how to organize all that stuff, I'd be happy to share. Let me know in the comments. But that's pretty much where I have been. So that leaves what's coming up next on the channel. So first things first, there's still a lot of stuff that I bought over the last few months that I really want to review. I bought some audio interfaces, headphones, just talking about, are they worth it for the price? Did they help anything? Did they improve anything? Then after that, I had been streaming before my little hiatus there, and I was mainly streaming just to kind of get the sense of this new setup and also just trying to see if I could learn anything. And there's a ton of things that I learned from that and advice I think I can give. And then also just there's been so much streaming tech that's come out recently, like new tools. Like there's this whole work from home revolution that's really brought a lot of new tech out with that. So I really want to focus on that. There's some also things down the pipeline where you might see me in other places that you had seen me before, but we'll cross that bridge when that comes. And there might not be as much fighting game content. I still am looking for stories that I find interesting, but the reality is that without FGC events, there's not really much FGC stuff to talk about. To be fair, I feel like every new week is the FGC kind of like picking itself apart. And it's hard to find positive, uplifting stories because that's what I really want to focus on the FGC. I don't really buy into the drama aspect of it. I feel like more people should be looking at positive aspects of the community and highlighting them, which makes more people want to get involved. So I really think what the Parsec community has done and the ones that have grown with Samurai Showdown and Marvel and other games that have basically brought these games back from the grave, like that's a really interesting story. If I don't cover it, I know other people are covering it. I've seen some articles pop out, so I think that's been really cool. And besides that, it would be cool to give you some behind the scenes looks at some of the projects we work on at work. So we recently launched this whole AMD Streamer Challenge, which is this multi-country, multilingual project. And it's got some weird, interesting cast of characters that are going to be the talent for the show. We just finished the PvP esports season not too long ago. Season 2 starting up. Maybe some behind the scenes of how do you manage an esports league and stuff like that. And just really fun projects like that down the pipeline. And also there's going to be some hardware improvements coming down the line. So, you know, me and Ira need to get new phones. So maybe a new phone purchasing guide, or there's going to be a big upgrade to the cameras because, you know, you can never have too many cameras. Hopefully, if the pre-order goes through, we'll be able to pick up a Sony A7S III. So that'll be fun to play with. Now we got a flippy screen, so maybe some more vlogs and stuff coming out. But really excited, a lot of tech. There's endless toys and gadgets that are coming out, and it's always fun to check out into it and see what kind of ways that we can burn through our savings. But that's some of the new stuff coming to the channel. So last but least, I mean, I always want to ask you guys, what do you want to see? What do you want to see covered? I've noticed some of my older videos, especially things that like streaming laptop recommendations or how to, you know, use voice over IP services, or there's been like this whole work from home revolution going on where basically tech and advice to help people's productivity at home and how to set things up. That's definitely taken off. So if those are things that you wanted to see, like there's so much with a good foundation and streaming tech and knowledge that can help you basically produce a whole bunch of things from home. And I'm definitely happy to share that knowledge whenever I can. It's been really fun making these videos. I think one of my favorite projects this year was like, and it just spurred out of me wanting to stream again, but like figuring out a way to get this whole like recording setup going. It definitely blew out of proportions on the budget it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be just be a simple GPU improvement that evolved into a new camera and that evolved into learning VSTs and stuff like that. But it's been really fun. But yeah, things like that, if you're trying to get this like production value on your stuff and also making your workflow easier at the same time. As always, let me know in the comments. For everyone that's still been watching and waiting, thanks again for hanging out. I can't promise that there'll be new videos every week like once before, but I just wanted to give you an update of where I was at. And I still really do want to work on videos because it's probably one of my funnest projects to do. Anyway, thanks for watching and hopefully catch you on the next one. Hopefully it's not too long from now. Thanks.